Alright guys, time to go back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Los Angeles Thieves have confirmed their entire roster. Lots to discuss today, what this roster is going to be like going forwards, but also Octane suggesting we need to get back to LAN ASAP if this team wants to do as well as it possibly can. Very much intrigued to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. Really upset the channel, thank you very much indeed for doing that. No better time to hit the big red button, as I always did, to say when announcements happen, because more to follow over the coming days, I am sure of it. This firstly from Revan, recently either released or decided to leave the New York Subliners as their head coach, flying off to Miami. Does that mean he's going to go to Florida? Certainly that was kind of the tease, right, given that Atura was recently released over there, even though Willett was then promoted to the head coach. So really unclear what's going on with the whole coach mania, which seems to be happening in the background, while there's plenty of other stuff going on as well. This that Karma comes out and plays the beta here for Vanguard, and against again Zero's lobby, Nasty, Zero, Gizmo and Afros every single day at this point. Seems like we get some sort of teaser to what the London Royal Ravens roster is going to be, and Karma maybe just straight up leaks it here on stream just a couple of hours ago. So, of course, with Octane confirmed yesterday to Los Angeles Thieves, it seemed like only a matter of time until it was going to get confirmed where the entire roster was going to go and what it was going to be. And, well, I didn't actually mention this really too much in yesterday's video, but this whole Surge Protector thing, maybe I missed the Surge Protector part. Yeah, when it gives it the Surge Protector based on, because of poor Joey Nubs, what they had to deal with this previous season. Pretty difficult time for both of those guys. But, yeah, still, Octane back where he, I guess, deserves to be, back where he belongs on Los Angeles Thieves. It makes a fair bit of sense as well. But, of course, they wanted to round out the roster with a very good indeed SMG duo. But Octane certainly has a few things to say in this kind of announcement video we did yesterday. I'll share with you guys first here, that he was like, look, I think if it is LAN this season, if we do go back to LAN and the entire season is LAN, which right now is by no means guaranteed. We expect all the majors and champs to be on LAN, just like the end of this season was Stage 4, Stage 5, and the World Championship. But all the other regular league play matches, will they keep doing them online? We know that they laid off a few people earlier this year from Activision Blizzard. I think it was a fair few people, to be honest. So maybe doing things online is easier for them, rather than having all the players go to one venue like they used to do for the LAN League back at MLG Columbus, or like the Columbus studio in Ohio, or whatever, what they used to do for MLG in the past. So Octane definitely saying, look, if it's back to LAN, I'm very confident we can do great as a team here, kind of like our Seattle Surge improved drastically towards the end of the last title in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But if that's not the case, then well, Octane's certainly hoping it is the case for the upcoming season.
Now I just got to prove to you guys that I belong here. So hopefully we can replicate some of that 2019 success and, win some championships, because that's kind of all I want to do. I've been watching COD for 2 years, and I'd like to start playing it again. That'd be really nice. Assuming that we have a full LAN season, the way that the last season ended with my team on Seattle and LAN and stuff like that, we are just literally infinitely better. So I'm hoping that, with an entire LAN season, we can get some W's. There's going to be an insane amount of talent towards the top end of the league this year. I don't think there's going to be a margin for error in any of your matches or majors or anything like that. Assuming, again, everything's on LAN. I'm not sure the entire format as of right now, but I think the skill division at the top is very, very minimal. I think there's going to be probably 6 teams that could win a major this year, possibly 7. So, like I said, the margin for error is very minimal, but that just means that we're going to have to try way harder, put a lot more time in, and hopefully, again, win. Because if I win twice 2019, come back, win again, I'm going to get Nate to, buy me a Tesla or something, because that compound is just made out of my championships at this point. Well, they got some other ones, but that's fine.
And this was some of the discussion at the time, right, when they went to Living in 1 on Hardpoint on LANs. Their only loss was to Optagon Checkmate right towards the end of the year. So, pretty ridiculous what Octane was doing on LAN towards the end of the year. And, well, if the entire season's on LAN, including all the league play matches, then we are certainly in for a good time. Probably a team that's going to improve in that environment as well, and as he says, only place I belong. And of course, it wasn't too long around the corner for Los Angeles Thieves to reveal their entire roster. This is what they say, revealing the new team. Meet the team as they say right here. And this was the graphic, and people were looking at this and trying to decipher exactly what was going on. It seemed relatively obvious, given we knew kind of what the leaks were going to be, that this could be Draza here on the left-hand side with the haircut, and this looks like Dylan Envoy as well. You can kind of tell from the height as well, Envoy's pretty tall. Octane's obviously pretty tall as well, so you're trying to, line things up and think, okay, who could this possibly be? It looks kind of like Envoy's ear right here, so, the Reddit detectives, the Twitter detectives are back at it again. People are looking at it actually could be Apathy here on the right-hand side, even though I wasn't really kind of seeing that, and most people knew what the roster was going to be anyway, so not really sure there was all too much to be read into. And of course, this is the roster they do go on to confirm. So, Kenny, Octane, as we all knew, and then the rest of the team, that's going to be rounded out by Draza and Envoy. A very exciting lineup. Both the lineups have got confirmed so far from the Los Angeles Angeles Thieves and the Los Angeles Guerrillas, both incredibly exciting for what they could do next year. LA Thieves were nowhere near what we expected them this time, and at Los Angeles Guerrillas in a similar boat. This league is going to be insanely competitive, and this is another squad to add to the list. First of all, Draza returning, I'm very indeed happy to see that, because we've seen these last couple of seasons, it seems like he's really earned the respect of Los Angeles Thieves as an organisation, also as Kenny as a teammate, because I'm pretty sure initially he said that when Draza came into the Optic Gaming Los Angeles squad last year, it was kind of in a weird spot for that organisation, and they never really even met Draza in real life, to be honest, despite him performing particularly well online for them that title. This year, finally, they've actually got the opportunity to meet him, become good friends with him, and now, like Kenny and the rest of the guys really see Draza's potential on this organisation, can pretty much run every single role as well. It seems like he'll probably be the entry sub for Envoy, rounding out that SMG duo. This is really exciting, as Envoy had a pretty good season on Optic Chicago, but by no means a spectacular season. Was always a kind of a second fill to Scump in a lot of ways. This I thought was also kind of funny, right, Jameer? And the Flanker Scourge points out, hashtag Red Astros. That was the leak that came out on Zuma's stream a while ago when he was trying to sort out some sort of Astros for Envoy's mother, and apparently it was like all Red Astros or whatever was what was written in the message to Astro themselves, and people were hinting that that could potentially mean Los Angeles Thieves is on the horizon, and Envoy going to be joining this organisation. So it is confirmed. Certainly a few words that Envoy has to say as a result of this, after this signing does indeed get confirmed, saying, look, he's here for a vengeance. He goes on to say, look, if there's one organisation I'd like to play against, it's obviously going to be the Optic guys, and I'm certainly trying to beat them, but I'm sure it's all love at the end of the day. But still, the way this has worked out, he's effectively been dropped from Optic, which is of course a massive surprise after the course of the season. I wouldn't have expected that to be the case, no doubt, and now he's joining a massive rival organisation in Los Angeles Thieves. Certainly, coming for a vengeance would not be a massive surprise.
And then for the backside, they get aggressive. It's all on them. Envoy with 3. Give the man the ace. Give the man the ace to close it out. There it is, Envoy with all 4.
I'm super excited for a new beginning, and it's definitely lit my fire a lot more, so I hope to come back with vengeance. I appreciate everyone that supported me throughout the years, and I hope you guys support me through this new journey at LA Thieves, and hopefully we do good things together this year.
So this is what Envoy goes on to tweet out, I am thinking Thieves, and yes, officially joining the organisation. It's pretty remarkable to think how this has gone for Envoy. From going from Gen G being a great player in Black Ops 4, then of course in Modern Warfare on the Huntsman he is very good, then officially on Optic, right when Optic Chicago comes back last year, definitely geared up as the Prince. I mean, Octane even quoted this tweet and said the Prince of Thieves, because that's what he was meant to be for Optic, right? He was meant to be the next Scump. That's pretty much what everyone was talking about. Now Envoy's gone a different direction, and it's to, as I say, one of the big rivals in Los Angeles Thieves that of course had rivalries in HOD and Co for many a year now, and if this team's actually good, they could be a proper rival up there at the top of the tables. So look, I'm very excited first of all that this is the case. It does feel kind of strange to see Envoy wearing Los Angeles Thieves gear after the season that he's had, but I think he's certainly been particularly well loved, and I've been reading his YouTube comments the last few days. I think there's a lot of Optic fans that maybe they might have a hard time rooting for Thieves, but certainly they love what Envoy brought to the brand, and want to see him have success elsewhere, as long as I imagine it's not taking down whatever the Optic team is going to be in the grand finals of some tournament or another. But that's still remarkable to see. Let's talk about what this team could potentially be then, right? Because Kenny and Envoy, we looked at a few days ago, there were some hints that they were going to be teaming up again, like they did way back in the day in Advanced Warfare. Draza, I think, could be a great piece to a squad. I think this is the perfect piece of the squad to actually have him in here as that kind of entry SMG, and then Envoy can effectively do what he wants. Back in Modern Warfare, I think he was probably a better player than he was this title. Of course, there is still a fair bit of talk about 5 versus 5 and 4 versus 4, and Envoy was better in a 5v5 environment. He even said so himself, right, coming back into this year, that he actually kind of preferred it when it was 5v5, felt like you could do a bit more on the map, and maybe make plays that wouldn't really be possible in 4v4, because you need someone to make it the perfect play every time, whereas in 5v5, maybe 4 players can play correctly, and 1 player can go a bit rogue, that Envoy kind of likes to do. So definitely there were some questions about his playstyle this past season, whether it was perfectly aligned with what Optic wanted to do, and certainly a fair bit for him to prove, I think, that he can be a great SMG once again on a team like this. Because certainly the SMG duo, Draza and Envoy, it's very nice, but you've got Simba Abizi out there, you've got Hukan Asim, of course, recently announced, you've got Shotzi and Scump are going to be rumoured to be a duo at Optic Dallas. There's of course plenty other SMG duos that I haven't even mentioned as of yet. We got the Minnesota Rocket confirmation as well, Stanley and Attach. That's not too bad by any means. Priest could run it as well if required. So there's all sorts of these great SMG duos out there, and Envoy and Draza certainly need to prove they're up to the the plate. Because Octane and Kenny, I don't think they're going to have any issues at all. It really is a fair bit of pressure on these two guys to actually perform and do great things on the SMGs. Certainly, I think they can do. It's kind of strange to see how this has gone, and I do wonder if at some point in the future Envoy could ever return to Optic. I'm sure it's not out of the question, but he was always meant to be the next star, right? That's always what we talked about the last couple of years. To see him leave and go to a massive competitive organization like this is still kind of a surprise to see. As Drazah says, we are back, baby, hashtag LA Thieves. Deserve it all goes gonna be a banger year, says Kenny in the replies. Certainly, well, deserved respect does Drazah of not only the rest of the players in the league, but also his teammates as well. I'm glad to see him get a good opportunity. I don't get chucked on the bench once again, as I kind of feared might be the case once again, but yeah, thankfully not. Drazah's gonna get an opportunity on the starting team, and of course the substitutes for these rosters very much does indeed remain to be seen. Just wanted to finish off with this. I thought was kind of funny as well from Octane, because well, he named a conversation, as you can see right here. Cap, please do not bench us. What is this group name? You like that indeed. So of course, Jacob going to be staying there next season on Los Angeles Thieves as the coach. We saw a fair bit of discussion this year about well, maybe some of the mistakes that he made as an individual coach. At the end of the day, I'm sure not all the decisions were his, right? It wasn't like he was going around dropping absolutely everyone. I'm sure the discussions were more widespread than just himself and the rest of the team, and other players I'm sure are probably getting involved in some of the decisions that were made, but still some questionable decisions LA Thieves made last season, maybe getting ready to bench somebody else going into this year. I just do wonder whether they will change their philosophy at all, or what they decide to do. Like, is it possible that Jacob and maybe the rest of the organization says, okay, let's maybe give some of these rosters a little bit longer than we would give them last season to see if they actually work, whatever they're deciding to try, and or like at 2 months into the title, if Octane isn't performing, is he going to get dropped straight to the bench like Slasher did in the online environment they're in? I somehow doubt that'll happen this time around, and maybe that's a cause for Slasher to feel somewhat hard done by if that is the case. And as Kenny says, I'm not even there, what the hell, to try to bait the fact that he's not even on the team or he's been benched already or something, but clearly not the case of the announcement we saw just a few minutes ago. And well, just to finish off with this, Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl. I don't know much about American football, so I'm not really going to comment on that take, but as Jacob says, this tweet may be bench-worthy, so before the season even began, players are getting ready to be dropped. But what are you guys' thoughts on this team in the comment section below? Octane, Kenny, Drazah and Envoy, is it top 4? Is it top 6? I think top 4 is probably a reasonable ballpark, but there are so many incredible squads right now, it is somewhat tough to say. Definitely going to be determined, I think, by how effective this SMG duo is. A lot of pressure, I think, on Envoy to perform right here in that kind of slaying role, as well, this team develops over time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube bucket. I know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.